We saw it pop up on our schedule. Tons and tons of tickets were being sold almost immediately.
There's been no question from day one that this is where it has to launch from.
Secret Mall Apartment has been playing here at the Providence Place Cinemas for, I think, we're on our 15th week.
I remember watching like one of the early cuts, and I think I had the thought even then of like, oh my God, we have to get this in that movie theater.
I wrote in the Boston Globe that you needed to have the Secret Mall Apartment at the scene of the crime at the Providence Place Mall.
Yeah, we can go straight from the movie to our house. Brilliant.
I really urged the people at the mall to take this under consideration.
We started to hear rumors that the new team that came onto the Providence Place Mall was really interested in the documentary and saw it as part of Providence's own unique history.
I remember the story because I worked in Providence for 35 years, and I really felt it was kind of within the theme of bringing the community back to the mall.
We had a meeting with the City of Providence Arts, Culture, and Tourism Department, and they had brought up the Secret Mall Apartment, which I am from Rhode Island. I've heard of the folklore, and they gave me the information to contact the director and Michael Townsend.
Here we were all this time, you know, kind of nervous about the mall. Suddenly they came to us and said like, wow, we really want to show this movie here at the mall and kind of make an event.
Something Michael and I had joked about when we finally found out that it was going to show here at Providence Place was like, will he be able to come?
Greenlighting the movie to come in introduces an additional question mark, which is what do you do with this? Because I'm banned from the mall for life. Is this sort of like a long game where they're gonna like greenlight the movie and then Michael Townsend's gonna step foot back in the mall and they're just gonna be like, arrest that man?
I'm not saying that I'd be overjoyed if I found out that somebody set up an apartment in the mall right now. I mean, we probably couldn't allow that to happen.
So my journey back in the mall starts with a meeting. I'm gonna need to come in for the first time in 17, 18 years and meet with the team from the mall. They just wanna see, am I a lunatic?
We decided to unban Michael because, again, it's part of our approach. We want to welcome the community back to Providence Place.
We did have one person that was in facilities. He had been here so long, he was part of the crew that had to destroy the secret apartment. So it may have just been a little too soon for him, I'll say, but he embraced it at the end.
The unbanning of Michael Townsend here at Providence Place, I don't think a lot of fanfare was made in any paperwork sense, but I know that it's been a real treat.
We collectively figured out that at a bare minimum, there was a lot of fun to be had.
My initial vision was to have a screening, so I invited the PR team, the production team, the artists, our management team, and the marketing team, just to do a walkthrough. And if you ever met Michael, he has more energy than most, so ideas started spewing.
One of the challenges we have whenever we have a smaller film is to get the word out to people, to generate interest. We work with the talent and the filmmakers behind the movie, with them all, to create this incredible set, a replica of the actual apartment.
This set is part of the celebration of me being allowed to come back into the mall.
I kid you not, we had hundreds of people posting selfies of the set.
The secret apartment was more or less maybe 100 feet directly below my butt. I cannot think of another example of a movie that's at the scene of its crime.
We built life-size tape art portraits of all 8 secret mall apartment dwellers and placed them throughout the mall.
We spent about 3 hours putting up all secret locations for the tape art. They had a QR code where you could have the visitors find all the 8 locations where Michael had buried, I'll call the artwork. I had learned during the walkthrough that Colin Bliss had created a model and he had it in his apartment still. So we rolled that over and that is downstairs in the old Tiffany location.
I'm sort of like tentatively waiting for an email to come pick it up. So like whenever that happens, I'll come pick it up.
Opening weekend, secret mall apartment showing at Providence Place Mall, bonkers.
You know, I kind of had a sense that we would be a story that really connected in Providence. But we didn't really know just like how big it could be until that first opening weekend.
We knew there would be some interest, some local interest, but at the same time, it being a documentary, we're like a little hesitant. So we initially scheduled it for a one-night event-style show, which sold out almost immediately.
As shows were filling up, we just kept adding more of them. On that first weekend, we were playing it in 4 different houses because they were all filling up.
A major Hollywood blockbuster would have that kind of a show schedule.
On that opening weekend, there were so many Q&As that me and all the artists and the subjects in the film did that we were literally like sprinting from theater to theater.
I think the director of the documentary did 16 Q&A screenings, and Michael Townsend did another 20 or so screenings.
I did over 25 Q&As in the first 4 days this movie showed.
Documentaries have a very sort of narrow audience in a way, and we kept on noticing that with Secret Mall Apartment, especially here at the mall, it was always just felt like it was expanding and expanding, and it was a bigger audience than we expected.
This is my 5th time. Each time I see it, it's more captivating.
Thank you.
I heard that we're the longest playing movie here that anyone could remember. They said there was some other big movie, probably a Marvel Comics movie, had played like 6 weeks, and we're now in our 15th week.
Artists set up an apartment inside Providence Place Mall.
The reason that this story is so special is because it's a prime example of why Rhode Island has historically always been known as Rogues Island, because we love our characters, we love the notorious, and we love people who just go on wicked adventures.
It resonates with anybody who has a little bit of a rebellious side.
It's kind of a little bit of a stick it to the man feel in the most harmless way possible.
Spending like a whole weekend standing in the lobby of this movie theater and then talking to all these groups of people after the screenings was like incredibly moving for me.
It's a special story. It's not the sort of thing that like, oh, it's this cool movie, but there'll be another one like it in a few months.
This is a story of a place that at times maybe feels like in the hierarchy of American cities doesn't always get the respect it deserves. This is us. This is a reflection of this place and the magic of this place.
To see the success of it shows that I think probably a lot of people identified with Michael and the things that he went through.
It is really emotional to hear people tell personal stories about their own lives and how experiencing the artwork, be it the tunnel or September 11th or the hospital stuff, or even about the Secret Mall apartment, has affected them.
We really wanted the documentary to kind of play within the community and be embraced by the community, and it was really special that this theater in the middle of the mall was able to kind of accommodate that.
The joy of being in this space and getting even a second of being in the mall with these objects, this feels like home.